Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, I may have given the impression that it's exclusively the SNP that are involved in child abuse in Scotland, and I want to take this opportunity to say it's not. We've got a very quick piece here. It's not very long, but I think it's definitely worth spreading the word so that people are aware. There's a man called David Graham. He's a councillor, he's a Labour councillor, and he has just been arrested and charged with child grooming. So you see, it's not an exclusively SNP problem. We're going to have a quick look at this. As I say, it's not a very deep thing. It's sort of breaking news. It's only a couple of hours old. But it is important that we get this out. People need to know exactly what their representatives are doing, the kind of people they are. So I'm going to go straight in. Just have a look at this. Like I say, it's a short piece. Won't be a long piece. But, it is important news. So here goes. Right, so, I normally like to start the day with lighter stuff, fluffy stuff, but I saw this and I thought, do you know what? No, let's go in hard today. Let's just push this one out. I'll do a lighter piece next. But I just wanted this to sort of be up there and out and so people are aware. So, David Graham, Labour councillor, charged over child grooming allegation. Obviously, it's only an allegation until it's proven, but the fact that they've actually arrested him and charged him kind of indicates that there is more to this than merely just some kind of accusation. They'll have had to have questioned him. And those questions were sufficiently answered to a point where the police felt confident in a charge being forthcoming. So a Scottish Labour councillor has been arrested and charged over allegations of child grooming. Councillor David Graham, who represents Buckhaven, Methil and Weems on Fife, has been suspended from the party while investigations are going. He's also stood down from his council appointments for the time being, according to the local authority. The very fact he's being charged, he should no longer. I do hope they suspend his income. We shouldn't be paying money to people who are potentially going to be in prison for this kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't receive any money. He should receive a sort of a stipend, basically, enough to tide him over in case he's innocent. And the remainder of his money sort of held in abeyance until he's either released from charges or found innocent or whatever. Then he receives the money in full, of course. That would be correct. But the fact that the police have gone so far as to charge him indicates something is very suspicious there. He also... I've done that one. Graham was the council's spokesman for health and social care and a member of the NHS Fife board. He's expected to appear at Kirkcaldy Sheriff Court in connection with the alleged offence at a later date. Scottish Labour said, as an active investigation was ongoing, it would make no formal comment on the matter. What can they say? I mean, seriously, what can they say? They've got this man, they've worked with him, and all of a sudden this comes out. There's no details, as of course, to the crime yet, just that this has happened, because it is obviously just breaking news. It's new. There's no depth of the story yet, but it is, as I say, it's something that people need to be aware of. Fife Council's head of legal and democratic services, Lindsay Thompson, said, Councillor Graham was charged with an offence and has been suspended by the Labour Party. He has stepped down from his council appointment pending the outcome of his investigation. No further comment can be made by the council during a live police investigation. Actually, it can. There's nothing stopping them making them. They just choose to take that line. A spokesperson for the NHS Fife added, NHS Fife is aware of the Police Scotland matter involving a Fife councillor. We are unable to comment further on an ongoing police investigation. The old cop-out. No pun intended. A Police Scotland spokesman said a 41-year-old man has been arrested and charged in relation to grooming offences following an investigation in Fife, and he's been released on an undertaking to appear at Kirkcaldy Sheriff Court at a later date. Further inquiries are ongoing. You need to... It's one of these things where they've released just enough that you can speculate, not enough that you know anything that's going on. And without any kind of detail, the speculation will run rife. And we all know Chinese whispers. And so before the end of the day, this will be the most awful thing. I don't know how bad it is. It's anything involving children, of course, is going to be bad. And quite right. But I don't think he should have been sort of just not having any more council appointments or anything. I think he formally needs to be suspended from the council. That's the correct procedure. You don't want to risk without him being suspended. He may be in a position where he's voting on things that affect children, and you may be yet found guilty of crimes against children. So it seems very, very odd that they haven't suspended him from the council, which I think they should. Anyway, there we go. Like I say, it's a very short piece. There's not a lot to it. Not a bit of in depth at the moment. Too early to give any details. But I just thought it was an important thing to bring to your attention. So, having brought it to your attention, I shall round off and come up, and we'll round off the video. Thank you. Now, of course, I did that big video yesterday about what the SNP are doing in schools. And that was terrible. I mean, that was absolutely terrible. In fact, it was so bad. YouTube flagged it. Not for anything specific, but the general content levels. So I need to start being a bit more careful when I do these videos. But this is another one. This is another one where you have people in authority. This time it happens to be a Labour councillor. And it's one of those things, why do they think that once they get a bit of authority, they can do terrible things? It's as though they think that they're above the law. Particularly policemen are the same. I do a lot of videos on bad policemen. The fact that they get that position of authority and they think they can do more or less what they like. But here we go. It's a different one, different party, but the same kind of low level, low scum, you know, the drain people who live in the sewers where their minds are just disgusting. And they are, I'm afraid, in our midst. They are all around us. And you just have to be ever, ever so careful, especially with your children. And I do say this a lot. Whenever you're dealing with people in authority, and especially policemen, but just simply through the experience of doing these videos. But teachers as well. We did the video yesterday praising those teachers, and we say well done to them. And it's about time teachers started doing their job properly, and this bunch have. But, you know, anyone with any access to children and that, you know, you've got to be very, very aware of them, hyper aware of them, because there just seems to be so many of them. I don't know if there's an increase of them or if it's simply because of sort of the way the world is now. We've got more access to information. And so it's probably the same percentage of people, but they're just more visible. But certainly when they are visible, we must yell and scream and shout and make sure everyone knows about them. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching this. And I do mean this on this again. Anything that's child related, I try to do, because, you know, it just takes one incident and an entire childhood, and indeed an entire life, can be ruined at such an early age. And it disgusts me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and for heaven's sake, guard your children. Thank you. Bye.